Another dose of red pill music for you there, although that's not the topic of today's video. That just said, if you can't keep up, then you better fall back, because money look better when I see it all stacked up. That is by Jax Jones, a song called You Don't Know Me. And guys, just something that was on my mind. I wanted to talk about this. See whether any of you guys think that there is a correlation between simpery and white knighterry and the origins of feminism. And hear me out here, because think about it, right? You know, a lot of women are saying, well, we want the right to do all these things, and guys were like, yep, sure, no problems, you have all of this. But the reason why, for example, women weren't allowed to serve in the army before, I mean, I think there's pretty obvious reasons, which are highlighted by the fact that there's lower entry standards for women than there are for men in all of the different facets of the Australian Defence Force, and I'd imagine all across the world. I'd be very, very surprised if it's any different. But, you know, we guys went to war. You know, we went and put our lives on the line because we wanted to create a better country for our wives and our children, right? Way back when. Right? Why did we not send the wives off to war so willingly? Right? Because we wanted to protect them, because we wanted to look after them, because we didn't want them to get hurt. And the reason that all these white knights and simps step in is because, you know, they want to look after women now. They don't want them to get hurt. But they don't realize that women can look after themselves now. And if they can't, then that's evolution. You know, and I think that perhaps by simps and white knights way back when, mollycoddling women and telling them they can't do things because it's unsafe for them, right? And they're, no, oh, look, I'll do that for you. I'll provide the house. I'll go to war for you. I'll die for you. I'll raise someone else's child for you if that happens. Right? It was, I think that's what actually was probably, I wouldn't say the sole cause, but it definitely was one of the elements that that catalyzed the feminist movement. You know, and I'd say that some of the women who probably led the feminist movement couldn't stand the beta white knights and simps. They hated them. And that's what got them hating men. Because they didn't realize that by hating the betas and simps, they were actually killing off the opportunity to meet the alphas and the guys that they are actually attracted to, which meant that they ended up lonely. I mean, a lot of these first and second wave feminists, you see, they didn't have husbands, they were just single. So, you know, did simpery and white knighterry largely cause feminism? Potentially. Potentially it was a cause. I'm not saying it was the root cause, but it was definitely in there somewhere. Because men enabled the misandry to spread. Men enabled all of these laws to come in that actually subjugated themselves. Right? They white knighted so hard that they gave up their own right to fairness. They white knighted so hard that they flipped the whole entire dynamic of the relationship of masculine and feminine to feminine and masculine. They completely swapped over. So they handed all the rights over to, look, when I say handed all the rights over to the women, I don't mean men don't have any rights, but certainly women do hold the balance of power in terms of rights. I don't have that on this phone yet. I actually got an email today from one of my subscribers with an incredible story. I think I might save that for tomorrow's episode. But yeah, that's just look, this is going to be a very, very short and brief video. But I really wanted to reflect on that, because I think that there is possibly something to be said about the root causes of the beginning of the feminist movement. But, you know, all I know is that the feminists that led this movement were overwhelmingly single and bitter. Right? There's no two ways about that. That was basically the cookie cutter mold for them. I mean, name one first or second wave feminist who was in a happy relationship with their partner that wasn't a lesbian. That's right. You can't. Please drop in the comments below if you can, but you can't, because it didn't exist. They were just bitter about men because no men wanted them. Right? And they thought, well, and I mean, they must have thought, well, you know, if men have got it so good, then we want what men have got. It's like, well, hey, being a man's kind of cool sometimes, but sometimes it fucking sucks. You know, it sucks when you get dragged through family law courts. Sucks when you're expected to provide. Sucks when you're expected to make the partner happy, right? But not the other way around. You know, it sucks when, you know, there's an emergency situation and you've got to be the one putting yourself in danger while the women and children run to the freaking lifeboats. That kind of sucks. Right? Being a man isn't all fucking roses. But, you know, part of being a man is being masculine. And, you know, not macho. You don't have to be macho to be masculine. And a lot of people actually get this confused. Go toxic masculinity. No, this is just aggressive people being macho. It's got nothing to do with masculinity. These women that speak about toxic masculinity don't even know what masculinity is to begin with. They have no clue. They don't understand the fundamental tenets of masculinity. The fundamental tenets of responsibility, of accountability, of being reasonable and fair. It's only if things benefit them that they want it, that they're interested. And, you know, look, and a big shout out to the women out there who do believe in fairness, even if it doesn't benefit them. But there aren't many of those women around. Right? Or at least, you know, not that want anything to do with us. You know, usually they're sort of probably married off and cooped up at home by some guy who's realized that he's got this incredible opportunity to maybe have a decent life with a woman. Right? He doesn't want any other guys that might try and snap her away from him. You know? And the women that are out there that are like that probably aren't like that because, well, there's too much opportunity for them. Riff says, I think Simps and White Knights are not exactly the cause of feminism, but certainly the fuel on the fire. Yeah, look, for sure, Riff, and you know, I'd say that fuel was put in the fire very early on. That's why we are where we are right now. Brizzy Boy says, women have no idea what being a man is because they've never been a man. Exactly right. And this is what just never ceases to amaze me, the fact that people are listening to women talking about masculinity and talking about manhood when they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. You don't hear me talking about menstruation and periods and you know, PMSing and cramps, do you? Of course not. I haven't experienced it. I don't know what the hell it's all about. Like, I know scientifically how it works and, you know, what the cycles are and the kind of effects that these biological processes have on the body and your neurology and, you know, your hormonal balance, right? But I've never experienced it myself. You know, if a woman said to me tomorrow, oh, you don't know what it's like to have menstrual cramps, I'll be like, yeah, you're right, I don't. Got no idea. Right? But somehow all these women and all these feminists are experts on toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity. Harmonic Live, tell us about menopause. Yeah, well, menopause is basically when the reproductive system of a woman dries up and they're no longer fertile. And typically when a woman does go through menopause, their sexual attractiveness takes a dive, and I'm not being cruel here, I'm just being real. You know, if they look after themselves well, sometimes it can hold up okay. You know, if you have other things going for you, you can still be attractive to a man, to the right man. But if you lived your life relying on your looks for validation and relying on your looks to get you where you need to be, then absolutely you don't know what's coming. You don't know what's coming to you, right? And it's not going to come to you from us men. It's going to come to you from nature. It's going to come to you from biology. And you're not even going to see it coming. It's going to totally blindside you. But, you know, you're too busy complaining about men to think about what you could have done before that happened. Riff Mago says, I think the modern woman is very weak-minded and easily swayed by mass media and believe the crack about toxic masculinity. Absolutely they do, Riff. The modern woman is very much social media driven, is very much whatever I read on the internet must be true. That's just how it is, you know, that's how it's been for a very long time. And sadly, they're believing all of this crazy rhetoric out of university. They're listening to all this leftist crap, all this mainstream media bullshit. White Man Rising said, I remember on Saturday there was a soy boy that uses the term red pill in his channel name and that blamed men for starting and continuing to run feminism. Wow, what an idiot. What an idiot. So, but, you know, what can you do? Give me a sec, guys. I'm just gonna take a snapshot of the channel that Misery Man's recommended to me. Okay, it's not gonna work. All right, whatever. But yeah, anyway, guys, just wanted to share that with you. I didn't want to rattle on for hours about it because, you know, you guys just copped a live stream from me before. Thank you for joining if you were in it as well. And you know, hope that gives you some food for thought. Would love to get your comments in the video once it's been posted online. Please feel free to drop your thoughts, and I'm happy to reply. If you've got anything that you also want to talk to me about, sydneymigtow@gmail.com. Would be happy to do that. Wyatt Man Rising says, can you make your video replays available in other countries? Wyatt Man, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that they weren't, but what I will do is I'll check out the settings, and if there is a way to do that, I will make sure I do that for you. Jordan says, all media equals 100% propaganda and mind control crap. Education equals 100% indoctrination. I don't believe in science myself. Yeah, look, Jordan, I do believe in science, for sure. But I don't believe in social science, because social science is completely captured by social justice, leftists, feminists, and people that think that they can identify themselves a certain way and be that person. Anyway, guys, I'm going to bounce until tomorrow. I'm going to hopefully have some more Red Pill music for you by then, and a nice, fresh new topic. But I wanted to get this out today because I'm getting topics. I'm getting more than one topic a day coming at me, and I just don't. And this is without Facebook or social media, right? This is without any of that. I was like, wow, how do I, you know, how do I cope? If I had social media, still, I would have topics coming out of my ass to the point where I wouldn't even know what to do with them all. I would not have enough data and enough time to go through it all with you. But guys, if you want to check out my online store, go get a MGTOW mug for yourself. It's a good conversation starter, MGTOWmerch.com. You can also go and check me out on Instagram, Minds, and Twitter. And if you want to donate, feel free to do so by crypto, Litecoin, and Bitcoin. I have the wallet IDs in the links below, and I've also got Patreon and PayPal. Appreciate you guys. I love all of you. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.